At this point, Trump isn't even trying to hide his awfulness. His critics accuse him of being a wannabe dictator, so what does he do? He sits down with Hungarian dictator and elephant seal barking for a trout, Viktor Orban. Orban went down to Mar-a-Lago on Friday for an official fake state visit with the not president. Orban's a bad guy. In the last decade, he has weakened the institutions of democracy, eroded the legal system, and eliminated effective opposition. Did you ever know that you're my hero for trying to end democracy? I can fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wheel.
On Saturday on a private island in the Bahamas. It was a small ceremony with about 40 guests, none of whom were his father. Daddy Donald sent his RSVP via Truth Social. He wrote, "While I very much wanted to be with my son, Don Jr., and the newest member of the Trump family, his soon-to-be wife, Bettina, circumstances pertaining to government and my love for the United States of America do not allow me to do so." See, he can be warm when he wants to. He loves Don Jr. He just loves the United States more. He had circumstances pertaining to government to get to. And also, flying to a private island makes him miss his friend Jeffrey, who he lost. The president... This is a guy who... He golfs 2-3 times a week. He's going to UFC fights with Vanilla Ice. He was too busy for his son's wedding. But he did say Don and Bettina are going to have a great marriage, and this is a man who knows a great marriage. He's had 3 of them himself. Poor Don Jr. Without his father, they had to scramble to find somebody else to make a 90-minute toast about windmills and transgender weightlifters. It's sad, but the truth is, Donald Trump, he just isn't a guy who likes to go to oh, never mind. Don Jr. and Bettina are reportedly still planning to celebrate their marriage at the White House, and the president and first lady are expected to attend that event. Well, he'd hope so. They live there. Can you imagine if they didn't show up to that one, too? Trump, as you know, got a movie deal. Amazon paid her $28 million for a documentary. Everything is just so deeply corrupt, but also preposterous. Case in point, Donald Trump has a new celebrity friend. I don't know if you've seen this, but her name is Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj. You can see her there grouping with a group of men who would normally call the police on her. And Donald Trump's just delighted, taking it all, and he's so happy. This relationship has been brewing for quite some time, ever since COVID nearly exploded Nikki's cousin's friend's balls. And of course, Trump was delighted. He's never happier, though, when a rapper shows up to lavish him with praise.
Hello, guys. I'm with my favorite president, the best president of all time.
And I'm with the queen of rap.
You know, in a better world, that would have been the open to a new reality dating show on VH1. Of course, this is all very puzzling, especially...
It was released... No. If I have to think about it, you have to think about it. It was released on Friday, and despite low initial sales and worse than terrible reviews, Amazon claims the movie made $7 million in its opening weekend, which has been called the best start for a documentary, excluding concert films, in 14 years. That's a lot of qualifiers. It's like your dad saying, "You're my favorite child," excluding daughters, since I've had Carl. The $7 million would seem like a solid opening until you realize that less than 10% of the $75 million Amazon spent on the documentary, which includes paying the First Lady herself at least $28 million. That's enough cash to put a smile on your face, if that were physically possible. The movie had a big premiere party. One person we have not heard from much is First Lady Melania Trump. Melania did not appear with her husband at either the Super Bowl or the Daytona 500, and her appearance at the inauguration seems to have been squeezed in between regional theater productions of Guys and Dolls. But Invisibility hasn't stopped her from capitalizing on her position. Since her husband's re-election, she has launched a multi-billion-dollar cryptocurrency meme coin and sold a documentary about herself to Amazon for $40 million. It's all part of a personal rebrand that is being dubbed Melania Trump 2.0 and includes this official White House portrait that was apparently taken at the exact moment before her soul was sucked into the Phantom Zone. But all of this, folks, all of this makes me wonder, what can we expect from Melania Trump's second term, and when will we finally hear from her? Here to finally hear from her, please welcome First Lady Melania Trump.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do well to subscribe so that you don't miss content like this. So today's video, we'll be looking at moments when Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel hilariously touched on the Trump's family. You know, these are my favorite late night hosts, and yeah, I love the way they break down these political events, scenarios into easy and hilarious moments. Now, the video is not to discredit anyone, it's just a reaction from what I watch from my favorite late night comedy, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's just get straight into it.
He was absolutely fixated on the others who got up to speak.
Through our partnership with the administration, we are proud to announce that Americans will have access to our leading IVF therapies. Over the past 12 years, we've worked hard to raise awareness, erase stigma, and bring hope.
And he's delivering on that today in a way I don't think anyone thought was possible. We're opening the door with MFN pricing. Now, I know what you're all thinking, and you're probably right, there are going to be a lot of Trump babies.
Did he say Trump babies? He's like, not another Eric, I don't And while Dozy Don took a series of our dear old has been very busy making his bank account great again. I mentioned last night that Trump filed a $10 billion lawsuit against the government, his government, which then settled by giving him a $1.776 billion slush fund to pay whomever his handpicked panel decides to pay, in a deal that was decided by his own former personal lawyer and current acting attorney general. It is an astonishingly brazen act. I will never understand it, and not just financially. As part of the settlement, the IRS is forever barred from looking into unpaid taxes by Trump, members of his family, or any of his businesses, and he's getting a formal apology on top of that. He will formally apologize to himself, I guess, all because an IRS contractor leaked his tax returns, the ones he promised to show us anyway, and that IRS contractor worked for his IRS. This happened while he was the president of the United States. It's very, very confusing, but when Trump explains it, it makes a lot more no sense.
At 9 o'clock, gave a national primetime address. It was concise, intelligent, and brought the nation together with shared purpose. April Fools. Trump. Way ahead of you, Chief. Trump gave his, it was tonight, he gave a speech tonight on the first night of Passover. So whether you're Jewish or not, I recommend having had 4 glasses of wine. Now, I haven't seen the speech yet. One, because we actually taped the show a little before 6 o'clock. Also because I put lamb's blood around my TV so the speech would pass me by. There you go. In teasing his remarks, the administration promised an important update on Iran. My fellow Americans, we are ending our war in Iran. Actually, let me back up a second. We're doing a war in Iran. I forget why. Is it part of Venezuela?
He went completely off the rails last night. The man who is allegedly running the country banged out an onslaught of posts and reposts in a furious social media blitzkrieg that started at 7:09 p.m., went on nonstop until almost midnight. From 7 to 12, he posted 160 times. It's an average of every 2 minutes for 5 hours straight. You want to see what that looks like? I'll show you what that looks like because it's right. This is it. That's what he did last. Hey, do you know how long you have to be on the toilet to post that much? I mean, what is he eating? And the posts themselves were all over his goon squad today indicted his own former national security advisor, John Bolton. He is just brazenly lying about the economy and grocery prices. But he did have a chat with Vlad Putin today, which we know because while he was on the phone with Putin, he posted, "I am speaking to President Putin now." The conversation is ongoing, a lengthy one, and I will report the contents, as will President Putin at its conclusion. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Never mind our attention to this matter. How about you paying attention to this matter? Why are you posting about while you're on the call? Every once in a while, when he needs a good laugh, Putin schedules a phone call with Trump. Putin is Bart Simpson and Trump is his Mo. Trump announced that he is going to meet with Putin in Budapest at a date to be determined because only he can end a war.
I don't think any president's ever ended a war, frankly. One war, I did 8 of them, Maria, right? And, but I don't know, did Bush ever end? Do you think Biden ended a war? Biden started wars because he was stupid. But do you think Biden ended any wars? No. I don't know of anybody that ended wars. I ended 8 of them.
No president, nobody has ever ended a war other than him. All the other wars ended mysteriously by themselves.
Trump administration is using this shutdown really to punish anyone who didn't vote for him. They're cutting funding for federal projects in 16 states, all of which voted for Kamala Harris in last year's election. For instance, here in New York, they froze $18 billion in federal funds for New York City's mass transit system. You think you can scare New Yorkers?
All right. I hope you guys are enjoying the epic takedown of Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert. Again, this video is not to discredit anyone, but I love the fact that these late night hosts take these political scenarios, calm the tension, and make comedy out of it. Now, it's understandably that sometimes it might go a bit deep because we have seen Trump react to things Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel have said on live TV, but I think that even beautifies the moments because once Trump replies, they use it to create another comedy special, right? Now, there's something I want to ask you. Do you remember when Trump actually defied Supreme Court order to return a wrongfully deported man? Yes, I guess you did. So that was one of my epic moments because Colbert went on full on Trump. I should say this. Colbert told his audience, keep in mind, these are court orders, not suggestion. The Supreme Court has to have more power than the bathroom sign that says employee must wash hands. Now, then Stephen Colbert delivered a kill shot to the audience who did not see it coming. Because you know, Trump ignores every single sign. He's heading back to the table and dipping his PP fingers right in the chicken bucket. Now, to be honest, when I watched that, it was so funny to me because how does he even think about this on real time? Well, let's watch more of the clips before we continue.
Trump also took a moment at the occasion there to shout out Melania.
We're truly blessed to have such a first lady. She's been so popular. She did a movie, it became #1. She then went to streaming, it became #1. And I said, there's only room, remember this, for 1 star in a family, so I better get rid of that. That's not so good.
Better get rid of that. It was a pretty weird thing to say to your wife, but at least he's finally got a use for that greeting card. Roses are red. I love a gardenia. Time for you to go back to Slovenia. Next month. There you go.
Has there ever been a worse host than Jimmy Kimmel at the Oscars? His opening was that of a less than average person trying too hard to be.
Well, if you have no idea on what this is called, what Jimmy Kimmel just said there, this was the point where Trump was convicted, and it was during the Oscars. He stood on stage, gave that hilarious breakdown, and the last question he said is, "Isn't it past your jail time?" To be honest, it was crazy. Again, this video is not to discredit anyone, it is just the comedy and around it. I love Jimmy Kimmel. I love the fact that he processes all of this and gives it in a real time in a simple way. I've always said this many times. Trump, Jimmy Kimmel, they've had fights back to back, but again, this helps us as we enjoy it. We get to see the other sides of people. We get to see how politics can be broken down into a little bit of comedy. I want to bring back something, right? Because when Trump announced he was sweeping tariffs virtually on every country on earth, remember Colbert kicked off one of his monologue by joking the audience must feel liberated because America is finally free from tyranny of being able to buy stuff from other countries. Then he noted the tariffs were apparently still being decided last minute. In his words, there were speedballing ideas through the ballroom. There were speedballing ideas through the bathroom door at 3 a.m. On the economic consequence, Colbert warned that tariffs would spike prices on coffee, joking, "Well, I guess we will watch to switch America's favorite coffee substitute, Med," in case you are asking. Now, Stephen and Jimmy, we already know they are under ABC, and of course, ABC tends to be more democratic. It's not the first time that we've seen them always talk about the former president, the way they talk about it. But yeah, again, sometimes when you listen to them, you turn to relate to them because it's something that you can feel. You've experienced higher prices of gas. These are things that you experience on the real time. The tariffs that had happened, I think it was intense during the beginning of this year. These are things that happen, and they really make a huge fun of it. To be honest, Stephen Colbert just took a break, I would say that, or he finally ended the office career, I don't know. But yeah, I think he has had a whole lot of fun when it comes to the political space and breaking down Trump's moment into epic comedy showdown. For now, we're still having Jimmy Kimmel on. We still have to enjoy everything that he's saying. I hope you've loved this video. Who would you love to see talk about any political scenario or about the Trump family? Which late night comedy host would you like to see? As for me, the next one I'll be bringing on is Trevor Noah. But leave your thoughts in the comment section and let's see what